Sitaram, children of God, and welcome to Madhuvani on Div Prakash Ka Sangeet, Pundit Vishnu presenting this evening's program. Let us all put the hands together and let us recite invocational mantras. Let us all pray. Om Gajananam Bhutaganadesevitam Kapeta Palasar Bhakshanam Umasutam Shokavinashikarkam Namami Vigneshwar Parpankajam Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Sanskritam Namastasye 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 Namo Namah. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaram Gurur Sakshat Parang Brahman Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Nagindrahara Trilochanayam Bhashmangragaya Maheshwarayam Nityaya Shudaya Digambarayam Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivayam. Om Anjani Garbhasan Mukham Vayu Putro Mahabam Kumaro Brahmichari Cha Hanumanami Prasidhamin Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grihim Yarkripatamaham Vandem Paramananda Madhavam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhanaktum Saha Vidyam Karvabhem Tejasvinavarhitamastu Ma Vidvishabhem. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem se bole Sri Krishna Bhagwan ki Jai. Children of God, welcome to another session of Madhubani on Div Prakash Ka Sangeet. This evening, I want to talk a little bit about life and death. We're in the period known as Pitri Paksh, and it's about life and it's about death. It is a period of one fortnight where we give our service, our offerings to the ancestors. So, devotees and friends, this evening I am not going to tell you of how to do your tarpa and what mantra to say and so on. Your guru will guide you along the line. I will be able to tell you this evening some of the concepts and reason why you do certain things so that you will have a clearer picture and you will put a greater value to doing this Pitri offerings. So, devotees and friends, the ancestors and 7 generations to the back will receive of these offerings that we make. And I want to start with a verse this evening which says, all the living bodies are mortal, and these bodies belong to the immortal, imperishable, and ever-present soul. The soul or the Atma never perishes. So, O Arjuna, battle you must. Devotees and friends, what dies is this physical body. Atma never dies. Atma is the spark of God. Atma is the energy of God. Atma is changeless. It tells to us in the Bhagavad Gita again, chapter 2, that water cannot burn it, And water cannot drown it, fire cannot burn it, and no sophisticated weapon can destroy it. So, devotees and friends, we know for a fact that Atma is changeless. Atma is not perishable. It's this body that is perishable. But within us, we are into three categories. We are of the physical body, we are of the mental and intellectual state, and we are of the atmic state. The atmic state represents the satogun and the experiences, that which will make us happy and free. The mental state is that where the passion and all the agitation, the mind can either make us happy or it can make us sad. And so this physical body, my dear friends, will one day be ready for destruction. So devotees and friends, as we move along this evening, I would be going a little bit into when death occurs, what happens, and what happens when we perform these pitri offerings. But before I get into this in-depth discussion with you this evening, let us listen to a wonderful, appropriate bhajan for this period of the Pitri Paksh. Let us listen.
जय गणेश गणनाथ दया निधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारे मम वंदन स्वीकार करो प्रभु चरण शरण गणनाथ दया निधि। जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, जय नंद लाला जय गोपाला, राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है, नंदलाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है। गोपाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है, नंदलाला हरि का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। सिर गल बनमाला केसर तिलक लगाए, केसर तिलक लगाए। मोर मुकुट सिर गल बनमाला केसर तिलक लगाए, केसर तिलक लगाए। वृंदावन की कुंज गलिन में सबको नाच नचाए, ओह सबको नाच नचाए। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले हरि का प्यारा नाम है। श्री राधे गोविंदा मन भजले
Children of God, I want to read one verse of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 25. And it tells to us, Yanti Deva Vatra Devam, Pitri Indrayanti, Pitri Vrata, Bhutani Yanti Bhutejhaya, Yanti Madhya Chinopimam. It tells to us, my dear friends, those who pray to the Devas go to the Devas. Those who pray to the ancestors goes to the ancestors. And those who pray to the ghosts will go to the ghosts, will become ghosts. And those who pray to the Bhagwan Krishna, they are liberated to Bhagwan Krishna beyond the realm of birth and death. Devotees and friends, these are not the words of Pandit Vishnu, but these are the words of Bhagwan Krishna himself, who relates to Arjuna on the Bhagavad Gita. This evening, I want to tell to you that when we are making our Pitri offerings, we plant that kush grass to do our Tilanjali offering. The kush grass, my dear friends, as told to us in the Garud Puran, my dear friends, the kush grass, at the root of the kush grass, represents Brahma, the creator. In the middle of the grass represents Vishnu, the sustainer. And the top of the grass where you tie the knot represents the Jata, or Bhagwan Shankar, or Rudra Devta. So the grass represents that absolute Lord in the aspect of creation, sustenance, and destruction. We make our Tilanjali offering to Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, asking of them, wherever that energy of God or Atma, which is changeless, is moving with the vasanas of our ancestors, may it receive of this love of the Tilanjali that we are offering. And this Tilanjali, my dear friends, is a pure love. Water is a very pure thing. Water is very pure, my dear friends. Water, when it associates itself in different places, the water becomes impure because of the association. But that water once more evaporated and condensed. That same water from the negative places, from the impure areas, will come back down as very pure water. So devotees and friends, so too is Atma. Atma, that energy of God which keeps us alive, is ever pure. Bhagwan have given his word that once we are still entangled with the vasanas of our mind, the intellect, the mind, the ego, and the ignorance, devotees and friends, we will have to move from one body to another. But the offerings that are being made is being made to Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. And the offerings will go selflessly into the environment. Our ancestors, there and then, receive because wherever they are, Lord Krishna is the only one who is the knower of all hearts. Let us listen to another bhajan as we continue. Something song in back echoing.
पिंजरे के पंछी रे
It became louder too.
तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तू, बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तू, भीतर भीतर रोए रे, हे भीतर भीतर रोए, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। विधि ने तेरी कथा लिखी, आंसू में कलम डुबोए, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। चुप के रोने वाले, रखना छिपा के दिल के छाले रे। चुप के रोने वाले, रखना छिपा के दिल के छाले रे। ये पत्थर का देश है पगले, कोई न तेरा हो, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। पिंजरे के पंछी रे, तेरा दर्द।
Devi Prakash ka Sangeet, music of divine light on deviprakashkasangeet.com.
Children of God, as we continue with our discussion this evening, the Pitri Paksh offerings are not offerings that are being made to the dead. The Pitri offerings are made to Bhagwan Krishna, who goes by the name of Aryama Devta. Chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita again, Bhagwan Krishna tells us that he is the Mahapitri and he is the one who accepts all these offerings as Aryama Devta. And devotees and friends, so the tarpan is being offered on the grass. The water is asking of the Lord, let there be continuity until those vasanas of our loved ones, wherever it may be, because none of us in this mortal body, with this limited mind, could tell where these vasanas are. But the vasanas need to break down. And this is what is known as the burning of the karma. These vasanas accumulated because of performing actions out of ignorance, performing actions of feelings, attachment, and sentiments, and performing actions of ego. I, Pundit Vishnu, you. So the I and the you and the mine and the yours also create a big barricade for us to free ourselves and become one with the Supreme Consciousness. So, devotees and friends, Garud Puran again tells to us, it says that at the last breath, the destination of that Atma, of those vasanas as energized by Atma, is being created. Again, Bhagavad Gita, my dear friends. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, tells to us, chapter 8, verse 5, tells to us, he says that Antakale cha mam eva smaran muktva kalevaram yaprayathina madbhavam yati nasyatra samsaya. He says, when a man's life comes to an end in this physical body which is mortal, because he says that in chapter 2, that this body is mortal, this body will end. He says, whatever be the thought, whatever man is thinking, when he breathes his last breath, so he will be able to meet. Again, my dear friends, in chapter 15 of the Bhagavad Gita, it tells to us again. It says, just as the wind, Vayu, will take up whatever scent it takes as it moves along. If there is a foul smell, when Vayu, the wind, pass, you will have to participate in that smell. If there is a nice fragrance and Vayu pass, somebody put on nice perfume, you will also get that. And so too it tells to us that as soon whatever be on the mind and the senses of man at the time of death, so that will transfer to the new body together. That and that alone is what is going to go. So my dear friends, our accumulated vasanas creates that last thought, and that last thought dictates our position. What then is the reason for performing the Pitri offerings? The Pitri offerings have been made, my dear friends. We are here on this earth not by guess. We are here in this mortal body not by guess. We have a standing of our ancestors, our Pitris. We can go back from 7 generations coming, whose name we may not even know. But they're responsible for us coming down. And we are a product, all of us. We are product out of our ancestors. So we must appreciate and we must say thanks to our ancestors. And we say thanks to our ancestors by making the Tilanjali offering, selfless offering to Aryama Devta, who is responsible for the promotion and the movement of those souls with the vasanas, wherever it may be. Because once the vasanas are broken, the vasanas of ignorance, the vasanas of ego, and the vasanas of the mind, Atma merge back with Param Atma, and that is known as Jivan Mukti. So devotees and friends, we need to understand these small little points about the Pitri. And don't get ourselves confused believing that my great-grandfather of 7 generations will come to eat that salt food that we will be putting out on the day when we prepare the food to put out on the last day of our offerings. What happened to that food? That is being offered, my dear friends, selflessly. Vayu the wind, and these information are from the Garud Puran. Vayu the wind takes the fragrance of the salt from the food and transfer it as far as it could go. Your selfless offerings will then be transferred to Aryama Devta, who is always present with us, Bhagavan Krishna. And that, my dear friends, will be able to be transferred to our ancestors. That offering does not end there. But that great offering that we make goes to 7, it benefits 7 generations in front. So our great-grandchildren of 7 generations down will receive of this wonderful offerings which you make within this period, these selfless offerings. So my dear friends, if 7 generations down the road will receive of this, and 7 in the back, it is definitely established here that these offerings are made to a higher source. It is made to a higher source, and that source is Bhagavan Krishna by the name of Aryama Devta. He will transfer it to 7 generations in the back and 7 generations in front. Am I telling you a Nancy story? No, my dear friends. Our dear friends and our dear brothers of the other faith tells to us that the sins of man today can be rewarded to the children 7 generations down the road. So my dear friends, Hinduism is something which is very unique, which is very real. Your good actions will be transferred from now 7 generations down and 7 generations back. So as I tell to you, this cannot be offered. This offering is not being made to some limited being. This offering is being made to some higher source, some higher being, which we call God, the supreme energy, by whatever name you want to call him. But devotees and friends, when this energy, this supreme energy which is known as God, receive of these offerings that you make on the kush grass, and I tell you, mind you, the kush grass represents Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. The kush grass does not represent the deceased person who have gone. The kush grass represents Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. When you offer that salt food, the salt is responsible for continuity of life. Remember, the vasanas are moving from one body to another. As the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells to us in chapter 2, I think is verse 21 or 22. Just as a man changes a suit of clothes and move along, so too the Atma changes the body from one body to another until it becomes one with him. Om Sri Pitri Devta. You call the person name even on the 13 days. Om Sri Pitri Devta Nam Aham. So my dear friends, you are saying that though that one who is by this name should become one with you. And that is the journey. And it is only God. When that Atma leaves with the vasanas, because Atma have given its word that it is not going to leave the vasanas until it is broken down. And God stands by his word. He will not leave us until we free ourselves from the bonds of this worldly set of objects. But man forget. We are very unreasonable. We forget that God is with us. And we do everything, my dear friends, that God does not like. You know, sometimes we are offering the tarpan and we have hate for our siblings. We are offering our tarpan and we have hate in our heart for our siblings. What will go? Is you sending love to God? Is hate you sending? We are so unreasonable. So, devotees and friends, and to all our listeners who are watching us on the internet, we thank you very much for keeping in touch with Div Prakash Ka Sangeet and this wonderful program, Madhuvani. Devotees and friends, there is so much to be said about the Pitsari that let us listen to a bhajan and then we will continue.
Devi Prakash ka Sangeet, music of divine light.
Children of God, this is Madhuvani on Div Prakash ka Sangeet, Pundit Vishnu presenting to you. I want to acknowledge all these people who are watching and looking on from the different mandiras, Mistress Babwa, Karen from in Canada, and so many of you. Thank you for logging on, viewing it on Facebook, and listening to it on divprakashkasangeet.com. Devotees and friends, this Pitri Paksh, how important it is. My dear friends, it is as important as your existence. Because without the Pitris means ancestors. Without our ancestors, we would not have been here today. So the Pitri devotion is that important. We give so many different gifts. The physical body, my dear friends, is known as the Annamaya Kosha. And in the Mahabharata, one by the name of Karan, he gave gold and he gave everything as gifts. And when he went to heaven, he was such giving gifts. But my dear friends, he did not give food. He did not give the Anadan. And so he was sent back for this 15 days to give Anadan, the gifts of food. You follow the scriptures and all religions, and it will tell to you how important it is to give food as gift. So when, my dear friends, after your Tarpan offering, some people will offer all 15 days, which is great. But our Dharma tells to us, if we cannot be allotted the time to go for 15 days, if you do half of that, which is 7, and if you cannot do 7 and you still do 3, my dear friends, you will reap benefits coming out of it. At the end, you perform Havan to the ancestors with little sweet rice and so on, offering to Agin Devta, and you place that food in an open place. You place it in an open place. My dear friends, if we were putting this food for the ancestors, the people themselves to come and have this food, and you put it outside, wouldn't we be called ungrateful? These are the people who have us where we are. Because without them we would not be here, and you put their food outside. So my dear friends, the reason why you put it outside in an open place is for Vayu, the wind, to take the fragrance of the salt and carry it. This information comes from the Garud Puran. It says you put it in an open field. But there we look for the most open part of our property and we place it there so that Vayu, the wind, will take it and carry it. The remainders, the less fortunate creatures, remain and partake of it. Then, my dear friends, you will now feed the Pundit that is there who performed the puja for you, or if you did it on your own, because a lot of people would do their Pitri offering on their own, you make sure that you feed a few people, because it is important to give Anadan, the gift of food. So devotees and friends, this food that we give it creates energy to this physical body, the Ana Maya Kosha. But after this Ana Maya Kosha goes, This body, what remains now is the vasanas. And the vasanas are created from the mental state and intellectual state. And the mental and intellectual state does not need food. It does not need the solid food. What is the food that the Annamaya Kosha needs is good thoughts, loving thoughts, kind thoughts. And this, my dear friends, is the mode that you should be in when you are offering your tarpan each morning. You should be in that mode of love, sending love to Bhagavan Krishna. Oh Bhagavan Krishna, wherever the loved one may be, let them receive of this love which I am selflessly offering today. So devotees and friends, it is one of the greatest offering that one can make, because here you are getting an opportunity to offer your love and appreciation to those who have given to us selflessly and have gone. So my dear friends, every selfless offerings brings selfless return to you, and as I told to you, 7 generations of yours in front will also receive of this love which you are giving during this Pitri Paksh. So devotees, this is not a Nancy story. This is not feeding the ghosts. This is making a selfless offering. And as I tell to you, the food that you offer on the outside is for Vayu the wind to take the salt, and the less fortunate creatures will partake of the rest. It's a selfless offering. So devotees and friends, this Pitri Paksh is about understanding ourselves and understanding those loved ones who have gone, and preparing for those loved ones who will join our lineage as they come along. So, devotees and friends, I want to tell to you that this is an offering will bring benefit to you, and the offering, the grass, and I want to reiterate, I want to make sure that you understand that that kush grass that you plant does not represent a dead person. That root of that grass represents Brahma, the middle of the grass represents Vishnu, the sustainer, and the top of the grass represents Rudra Devata, or Lord Shiva, the creator, the sustainer, and the one who will reabsorb. When you offer the water, you are saying, Lord, let purity be wherever those vasanas are. The rice grains, Lord, let prosperity be wherever those loved ones are. Flowers, Lord, wherever they are, let they receive of love, which I offer to you selflessly, and you will do the necessary transformation or transferring. So devotees and friends, your offering does not go into vain. That love that you send, you see, remember everything, the law of karma, the law of action tells to us that everything we offer will return back to us. So when you offer love selflessly, it will return back to you. But remember, the Bhagavad Gita tells us, perform our action, not looking for the fruit thereof. Prem se bole Sri Krishna Bhagavan ki. So devotees and friends, this Pitri offerings, the rice grains, the water first is, Lord, this is purity wherever the soul may be with the vasanas. Soul is already pure. Let the vasanas be purified so that it can work faster to reach one with you. This is what we are working towards, my dear friends. All of us as human beings, we are working to have moksha, to become one with that absolute Lord. That is what we are working for. Or are we working to get the whole world, and when death reaches us, what happens? We could acquire the whole world and we will have to leave it right here. So, my dear friends, offer your love within this 15 days for those who are responsible for us being here. Our Aji, our Aja, our Nani, our Nana, and all of those 7 generations back, we have the privilege to send our love. And you see how fortunate we have been given the opportunity to give our love. As I tell to you, the water is, Lord, wherever these 7 generations may be, let them have the purity of mind. Let them be able to have prosperity, the rice grains. Let them be able to have love, the flowers. Devotees and friends, what more can we ask? What more can we ask? And this same tree is going to be transferred to 7 generations of our children and great-grandchildren to come. Isn't this benefit for us? Isn't this benefit for our old lineage? Of course it is. So, devotees and friends, the Pitri Paksh, and I want to leave you with this message, the Pitri Paksh is not offering to our dead ancestors. It is appreciating all those who have given to us and have gone to the great beyonds, wherever their vasanas may be, and Atma is energizing them, working with them towards becoming one with Lord, whatever body they may have. Lord, let them receive of this love. Let them receive of this request that we are asking for prosperity and love wherever they may be. Purity of mind. So that is what the water represents. That pure water represents purity of mind. How many of us long for purity of mind and we cannot get it? So, devotees and friends, I don't want you to concentrate on names during this Pitri Paksh. Concentrate upon Lord Krishna and transferring your love and request for prosperity and purity of mind for our ancestors wherever they may be, so that they can work themselves to become one with God. This is the main objective of our offerings for this Pitri Paksh. Let us listen to another appropriate bhajan.
Although everyone lives, I am still alone. आए भी अकेला और जाए भी अकेला.
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धु च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देवा. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला. 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला. 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला. ओ की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला। जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला। रहते हुए मैं हूँ अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, आए भी अकेला, जाए भी अकेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला, 2 दिन की जिंदगी है, 2 दिन का मेला।
Prakash ka Sangeet, music of divine light on deviprakashkasangeet.com.
Children of God, I want to take you back a little bit to what is known as the 13 days ceremony. When you perform that shrad, when you perform that pujan, 21 pindas are being offered. What are those 21 pindas really for? I'm telling you, and I'm taking you back here so that you can understand the Pitri offering. 5 of those pindas are where you are bringing closure to the all. So 5 of those pindas, one represents Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva, Aryama Devta, and the Prit. The Prit being the person who have died. So you repeat that name there with the Prit. And you bring those 5 together, which you call the Sapinda Puja, and you bring a closure there. Then you have one of the Pinda, very huge Pinda, on a little, so some people put, it is not really a head, that is a separate bedi. That one big pinda that we offer there on that bedi represents the Mahavishnu, that absolute Lord, that Lord that there is no form. So everything passed through the absolute. So the closure comes through that absolute, which is that one pinda there, which will be broken into 4 at the end of the puja. And from this one, the Kush grass link straight across to 15 other pindas on the little bigger bedi continuing down. And that 15 pindars is where you pray to 15 devatas, asking for the creation of a new body. But before the new could be created, the old have to close. So devotees and friends, my point here is that at that point in the service after the funeral rites, that bring closure to the person who have died, to create something new, a new body to move on. So this is why now when the Pitri Paksh come, you plant that grass represents Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and you make your offerings to Lord Krishna, Aryama Devta, for wherever the new may be, it will receive of this offerings that you are sending, so that they would be able to break those vasanas and now become one with the Supreme Lord. So that is why you are requesting that these offerings be made for and on behalf of your ancestors so that they will work to become one with God, what we call moksha. So devotees and friends, at that point the closure here of the old body does not need food now, but it needs the loving, positive, divine thoughts to go to God. And that is what you do when you offer your tarpan. How it goes? As I tell you with the food, Vayuru wind take the salt and goes. The less fortunate creatures partake of. Further to that, when you offer the tarpan, what happens to that water when you offer there? Does it remain on the grass? No. The sun, Surya Dev, evaporate that water. It goes up and condensation takes place and that water come back down as pure water. It will be of help to somebody. And again, my dear friends, it will evaporate and go and come back down, and it will continue like that. That tarpan that you offer on the morning does not end there. It continue to go and bring a cycle, because every offering that you make and every benefit that that offering have done, you will receive of benefit from it. So my dear friends, this is the love that we extend to our ancestors during this Pitri Paksh. It is a period of love. It's a period of offering to Bhagwan Krishna, whose name is Aryama Devta. It's an offering of love on the tangible grass. The grass is the tangible point where we pray to Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. As I tell to you, the water represents asking of the Lord for purity of mind in whatever new body the ancestors may have. The rice grains is let them have prosperity. So, and then the flowers represents love. Let them have an embodiment of love. So, my dear friends, this is the offering that you make to God for and on behalf of our ancestors during this period of Pitri Paksh. Be not afraid to make the offerings. Be not afraid to make the offerings. The offerings are made unto God for and on behalf of our ancestors. Children of God, have a blessed evening until we meet again. Sitaram. Let us pray. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Sitaram, as we leave with this wonderful bhajan.
Govinda bolo Hari Gopala